Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube family? It's the Sammy Leggett here representing TeamJVS, back here again to give you guys another anime movie review. The name of this film is called The Deer King. This is directed by two different directors, and Maishui and Maisuki. This is one of their biggest directorial debuts in terms of anime production, but they have been connected to amazing and astounding anime projects, whether movie or TV shows, such as Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online, from a story directed, anime directed standpoint, Weathering You, Your Name, and so they understand the assignment. And this one, the background premise is you have a survivor of a war. I don't want to get too much away. He was a part of a group called the Antlers, and now he's working in a salt mine. And in his solidarity, there's an attack that happens inside the mine with a pack of wolves, and the wolves are just killing and destroying everyone. And matter of fact, the wolves also have a plague with them. And when he gets attacked, he puts it upon himself to try to preserve and save a young girl named Yuna. His name is Van. Now, when they both survive and get out, now Van is put to a situation where not only has he have to protect this young girl, but he also has to figure out what his place in life is now, because this epidemic, this virus that these wolves are carrying, it's a generational thing. It's not just, oh, okay, these wolves are spreading this virus. No, like, it's a casualty of two different factions, two different groups of people that have been at war for years and years and years. And now the fruits of that labor is bleeding over, and everybody's affected, not just one. So what did I think about this? First off, the animation is beautiful. Like, I can see why and how the directors, or one of the directors specifically, is connected to Your Name, Weathering You, because the animation looks amazing. Like, there are moments and shots, specifically when the deer and Van are moving, or there's motion happening. The 2D animation is just stylistically beautiful. There are some moments that are a little blurry and spotty sometimes, but it's not heavy on the CG to be dull. It's just more so like it's elemental things that are kind of happening around, but it's not too detailed. But when they are detailed and when they are naturally flowing, it is great. And also the character emotions are there. Like, I'm all big about character emotions. When you can have a character tear up or get angry or get frustrated, and you can show that in the animation style, that's everything to me. Because the voice acting is one thing. The voice acting, I haven't heard the English dub. I've only listened to it in Japanese. But it's good. It's very good voice acting. It's very emotional. Specifically the relationship of Van and Yuna. Yuna, when you get an understanding of her backdrop and everything that's going on with her, and also her relationship and the way she relates to Van, it's a beautiful thing. But then there's other characters involved as well, because there's a doctor that's doing everything he possibly can to try to preserve life, so to speak. There's another character named, well, I don't want to say, she's an assassin. She's got a very interesting role in this. And I love the way they handle each individual character, because each individual character not only has their own agenda, but they got their own hurt. They've got their own baggage. They got their own connective tissue to, and because of the war that took place before. The past is literally crippling everybody around them. But the difference with this is that Van was strong. I mean, off rip, you'll see how strong Van is and what his capability is. But he's got an inner strength that's very different as well. Like, he's got a lot of pain as much as a lot of pride and a lot of humility and a willingness to preserve life and protect life. And when you get his backstory, it is really heartbreaking, but at the same time, it's really inspiring too, because in spite of all his tragedy, he still continues to move forward. There's a movie that I saw recently. It's not going to give anything away in terms of the story for this, but Don't Make Me Go. When I think about John Cho's character, it reminds me a lot of Van. If you know, I can't say but so much, but the willingness to push past tragedy and it, like odds that you just know for a fact there's no way around this is commendable. It's beautiful. It's very inspiring, and I think that is where Van as a character, the way that even this ends is really sad, but at the same time I'm still uplifted and encouraged at the same time. It's very fascinating, and I really did enjoy this. The only thing that I will say is that how do I put this? If I would have seen this in the theater, I think it would have been a little bit harder as opposed to seeing it at home. Because if I saw it in the theater, I feel like I might like laze around with some parts, because some parts are just free flowing. They're just natural. They're beautiful, but they're not really exciting. There's not a lot going on. There's a lot of like walking, talking dialogue, really big exposition or really detailed, intimate, emotional moment that layers a character. And if you're not for that, if you're more so needing action to go and go and go, I think that this sometimes that's not this. But when the action does happen, it's pretty good as well. It's well animated, but that's not what the central focus of this. If you're looking for a big action set piece thing, that's not the Deer King. When the action happens and when things happen, yes, it's cool. But also, like, when you think about the supernatural stuff, like they don't go Super Saiyan, you know what I mean? They don't go all the way full tilt, specifically in the third act, which most superhero and action films do. That's not what this does. But for what it was and the way that the story was told is very beautiful and it's very inspiring. And I quite enjoyed it. I'd rest this at an 8 out of 10. I'd highly recommend you go and check it out. And let me know what you guys think of The Deer King. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back later. Peace, people.